Oh, even willing to do it in the first phase.
So
shut it down.
It's worth it, honestly, with how amazing both he played as well as some of the other series today. Dazzle just consistently hitting these graves and looking so difficult to deal with. Like we talk about initiation being at a premium with Puck being taken so often in these early drafts. I feel like mostly Puck's been targeting even just like the core heroes too. So like trying to find the support, late game, way in the back. It's a tough ask.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if like either a Marcy or a Wyvern shows up in the first phase then, just because they love those heals, they love that sustain, and it feels like so pivotal in these kinds of lineups right now.
Oh yeah. I think both these heroes are contested for both these teams. Aster also, speaking of heroes they love, Earth Spirit's still in the pool once again. So a good chance we get to see round 2 of some Baboka Earth Spirit.
There's Razor, there's Marcy. They get the Razor.
Oh yeah.
Come on, 2 for 2, 2 for 2, let's go.
Close.
Close. Shaker is still pretty good. Now in Aster's hands, I believe if you're Fnatic. Do you ban out the Chen? Like you have the Wyvern, but I still believe a Razor, Shaker, Chen. It's the trio, right?
Yes. Very frightening. All right, well, Shaker's back. You know, we talked about Dazzle being back. You know, heroes that Shaker doesn't like playing against. I always think of Clockwork. One that comes up, grade 5, but then of course that's going to lead to some weird flex stuff with this Wyvern again. I don't know if I want to go down that route once more, you know?
Well, you could put the 5 Wyvern and the Clock 4, right?
Yep. It could also just be strong lanes as well. It's a pretty good counter to Shaker in his current state, I would say.
Yeah, I think worrying less about the Shaker and more about the Razor, for me at least.
Well, we know we got the Nature's Prophet, who's laning against this Razor constantly. It's been a go-to answer for a lot of teams. Not sure if Fnatic are that into it, though. Tomato's certainly able to play it.
There are the summon heroes as well. In the Chinese region, they have been popular against the Razors and Vipers on the offlane. You just go with Beast and Lycan and you just send your creeps at them, right?
Maybe that's why Shaker, one of the reasons Shaker is good with Razor, because you cover that kind of weakness.
That's actually a good point.
It could also be why they like this this Radiant side versus that too, because it makes it easier, I think, to put your carrying the offlane sort of like they did last game with the Ursa.
Okay, well, talk to me about this Pango opening on the side of Fnatic. I'm seeing Trent's face right now.
I mean, it's, you know, it's bold in some ways. I don't think it's necessarily bad. I think it's got some interesting stuff versus the Shaker, right? Because you can like bounce off the Fisher, and sometimes you can combo it and make it. You can actually get like perma stuns next to the Fisher. Obviously, not actual perma stuns anymore since they changed the Rolling Thunder. You guys know what I'm saying. But the matchups, though, can be a bit of an issue at times.
Yeah, it's very much comfort pick, though. I feel like we're going to be seeing this almost certainly go to the mid lane. It's like this disruptive teamfight hero. It doesn't care so much about the static link. It kind of matches and almost bests the Earthshaker in terms of teamfight contribution, particularly because Pango's going to have more farm. And you get this nice, like, okay, we're picking as the last pick of the first phase, ban out some of the counters and some of the annoying heroes to play into.
And I think also this idea of the comfort there, being there for Brawl, it could go to DJ too. Like we know, I think he's played it like way back in the past. I don't know if he's done it that much recently, so that's always a possibility. But if you can get away with this for Brawl in the mid lane, this difficult part of the draft in your first pick, when you have to pick these 2 heroes in a row and really cement your overall strategy for what you want to do, if you have this mid laner there, that's going to give more freedom to this Wyvern in terms of like putting that into one of the 2 lanes, 5 or 4, and then grabbing that other core hero alongside it.
Well, we are seeing Storm, the other 100% win rate, already banned out, as well as the Coddle on the side of Aster here. And I'm curious, like, so this is like what, a TA, Storm, those are a lot of mid presence, but...
Yep. Pretty much all mid laners from both sides here being eliminated. On Fnatic, like Trent said, and Parker, it can be the Pango mid, so they have that locked in. Are there heroes that they have to worry about with Pango mid? Perhaps something like a Bloodseeker, even old school counter to him, right? That can be picked up by Aster and they get rid of it.
Really, the only other core hero that comes to mind, you start thinking like supports like Rubik's and stuff, but
I'm so surprised that they didn't go for Chen, even though they're. I guess Wyvern and the Pango make it a bit more difficult.
Feels maybe like a comfort thing as well. Like if they haven't played or practiced much of the Chen, they may just want to shy away from it. But we've seen a lot of Snapfire, particularly against the Wyvern. It's good against these kind of squishier backline supports. Obviously great against Cold Embrace with all the magic damage you bring to the table.
It's great with Razor, always cooking a Razor further into the fight. Especially when your Shaker hits the Fisher on the wrong side, you know, and your Razor needs a little bit of help. You're just covering options here. This is good.
Pango jumps over the fissure, you jump back with the cookie.
Yeah, you can tell my skill by the things I think of. You're like, yeah, I need that cookie to get that guy over the fissure that I missed. It's good.
Look at
your team
Fnatic.
members. Your team.
Yeah.
Taking that Faceless Void away from Team Aster. I have also feeling that teams that do pick Razor usually do ban out Faceless Void as well, as you get that jump at least, if nothing else, in the laning stage, right? Like you can get away from him. There is a little bit of counter synergy here between the Void and the Pango and the way you play these team fights. It's kind of difficult to place a chrono on one side and then roll around it and whatnot. And there's also not a ton of damage going into the chrono from the two heroes that they have at the moment.
It makes me think they want to put this as a 4 Pango maybe.
Yeah, I was thinking
what I
that,
mean?
like just have him jump some random backlines while Void like gets the meteor.
Yeah, and then we find the big damage from Bryle and like Alina or something.
Yeah, they need that damage hero though, but the Void looks good here because there is no safe for the chrono. Like whoever gets caught in that chrono just looks pretty dead right now. Other than like you got a fissure at some points, but when Void gets his BKB, and if you have follow-up damage,
which they
it's gonna
don't
go well.
for now.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went to Tusk here. That's almost always the DJ Tusk. So looking again, I guess like a Pango mid.
Where are they going to find their damage from a 3 though?
Yes, it's so hard. I mean, maybe it's Pango offlane, I guess.
Or maybe it's Jabs off lane Void. You know, maybe we got options here.
Yeah, bring back the Invoker or something. You know.
Yeah.
Well, if you're looking at it from the side of Aster, this is the lineup that Fnatic has so far. I mean, you do have some catch with the Earthshaker, follow up with Snapfire. What are you looking to lock in? Just like another support, perhaps, or?
No, I think you're done with your supports. You have the Shaker
just
and
be
the
the
Snap.
those two.
Yeah, Razor offlane. What you're missing is your playmaking mid and a carry. They go with the... Actually, no. I take all of that back. As Razor will be the mid laner or the safe laner with the Beastmaster now picked up.
Yeah. So Beastmaster, I guess they're picking this, gives them some vision, some scouting. Like you're playing against like a Void, Wyvern, these kind of heroes that you want to make sure you can catch. And also there's Wyvern against Beastmaster, not like the Dream Beastmaster game.
You do have Roar against the Pango as well.
Yeah, just for that emergency situation. Doesn't feel great usually, but sometimes it's helpful.
And if you're looking at the Wyvern in a way that he's countering the Beastmaster and all the creeps that he's coming with, well, you can go with the Raid Pack build, right? If you really worry about that much. Usually, like, as a Wyvern, sometimes it's great to play against the summons, sometimes it just sucks because they're all heading straight at you and you can't really get away. You need to pop your ulti on them.
Ulti and just run away. And not kill anyone, yeah. And it's Razor with Beast. So Razor's not like this amazing hero to get cursed targets on too.
Are we expecting, by the way, Razor then to be the safe lane that we have seen?
That's what it looks like. Prepped here.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think DP works here for Fnatic? Is that enough damage? If they want to get it as another core. I mean, they just get rid of 2 supports. Obviously, Ench can provide a lot of damage too there as they're preparing for potential core Wyvern or core Tusk here. Covering all their bases on Aster of just like, how could they maybe run us down on the faster end, as that's probably what they're thinking Fnatic would like to do, but that's also not necessarily that easy with a Faceless Void in a lot of ways. Unless you have a lot of good objective pressure, which they really don't.
Yeah, it really feels like we don't know where these heroes are going. Let's maybe just protect our Beastmaster.
So they do go for the Lina. I think that makes a ton of sense. That's like the only way you can have damage in one hero.
Yeah.
You know, it's very difficult.
It also should be a hero that can lane against the Razor, right? Like, if the Razor is mid lane, you LSA, move back.
And it's the classic hero in terms of, like, you're not going to counterpick me mid. I'm just picking Lina.
Yep. And the biggest problem here, probably that from a carry role, Spectre gets banned out. So Fnatic set this up pretty nicely here. We'll see where Aster go as some kind of Lina. They don't have to answer Lina, but it will feel nice to have some kind of carry or mid that can jump on top of Lina and make her game just that little bit more difficult.
I'm really curious as to what Jabs is going to play.
You think he's the...
I guess I'm assuming the Wyvern, right? You do double, like, Dubu Tusk and DJ Pango.
We did see earlier in that little graphic that they've played the Naga before. Is this something that we're going to potentially see here? No, it's going to be an Alchemist.
That was definitely one on the list for this series. And yeah, we got options here. I mean, if you're looking for the Razor matchup too, it probably is going to be mid, right? So you don't have to worry so much about these side lane heroes in terms of like whatever Jabs is going to take.
Well, this is a bit of another out of pocket probably on the side of Fnatic, but that aside, are we feeling pretty confident that this is something that they can work with this time, or they've I feel like it's deja vu. Have they covered the same holes that we saw in the prior series that they had in Game 1?
I don't feel like they've got the best heroes to pressure Alchemist. Like, they're actually going to be doing Pango plus Tusk offlane, like these two melee heroes. That isn't the strongest lane. And Monet's Alchemist, if he gets like a free farm game, like, you know, he's going to be able to carry this game, I feel.
On the other side, perhaps if DJ has a good game on the Tusk, he can rotate in towards that jungle together with the Lina. There's a ton of burst potential. But for that to happen, Lina also has to have a decent mid lane. So look at DJ and his rotations towards that mid lane.
They're pushing the boulder up the hill, and they can't stop. That thing, you know, boulder stops, rolls back down, squishes them to lower bracket.
So it's a lot of ask, perhaps looking for a perfect game on the side of Fnatic to tie things up here, but we will find out soon enough with our casters, Sunspan and Jenkins.
Thank you very much. Game number 2 of a potential 3 games. Obviously, Fnatic coming in as the underdogs. Aster did quite well in the group stage, securing themselves first place, which is why they play the 4th place team, since this is an upper bracket match.
Yep.
Winner of the series goes on to play Team Spirit, of course. Yeah, Aster, it took them a while to win, but a win is a win is a win, as I've been told in the past.
That is correct. A win is a win. They had that game in the bag for a while, but Fnatic, you know, they looked like they had a bit of momentum, a bit of emotions going on there, and, you know, that's something to feel good about. And I feel like Sunby probably did a great job kind of calming them down. And look, guys, we did this right. Look how the late game was going. We were almost winning, despite, you know, there's a TB against us in this deficit. Here's the alterations we need to make. Going to this next game, reset. I believe this is going to go to 3 games.
Yeah, I do too, actually. But in terms of the lineups, if you didn't have to look at the teams at all, I mean, I guess you just said you think this is going to go 3 games, but that doesn't really mean anything coming from you.
No, it doesn't. Useless.
Okay, we're going to have to hold that thought because this might end up being
It's a full
potential
wraparound.
first blood. There is a ward here from Aster. I don't think they saw anybody initially. DJ leading the charge, and Siamese Cat able to find the distance here. They're going to put a ward up here to try to find
that's
just
central.
out of range of the observer. That definitely hurts.
I see why they put that sentry. I can understand why they thought it was there. There was obviously vision. Monet's
Early
looking for it.
concoction. Jab's going to get hit by it. Just trying to get these runes, and Baboka ends up securing that one for Aster. It looks like it's just going to be a split for each respective team here. So, yeah, back to the lineups. Do you think that they did address the holes that they had?
I think so. I mean, Fnatic's lineup late game is extremely strong. In fact, I think they win late game. Like Alchemist, the way he beats you is with this gold lead. But Lina plus Void, I mean, this was a combo for a while. Lina is like the absolute most damage that you can throw into a Chronosphere that actually scales. Because her right clicks they're so huge that, and she can hit the heroes that are chronoed as well with the to get Fiery Soul stacks. It's some pretty intense damage. Void just needs to build to tank. So I do really think Fnatic's late game this time is a lot easier. If they go late, it's going to be the flip side of the last game.
Yeah.
But Alchemist,
he ramps up pretty fast.
He ramps up fast. He wins by farming. And Fnatic's heroes are not the greatest at pressuring an Alpha.
Okay. And, I mean, look at the rest of Aster's line. I mean, they have a lot of push potential with the Beastmaster. Obviously, you talked about the ramping up of the Alchemist, but Razor can get off to a fast start as well, because this is a mid-lane Ori Razor. So, but is there a time limit, would you say? Like, terribly, we've talked about there's a time limit. This hero just beats basically everybody when he gets mega farmed. Is Void still that hero?
I think Void plus Lina definitely is. As Monet having to charge the stun.
Yeah. Gets the concoction off. It's only going to connect onto one, and the right clicks are coming. Do they have the... Nope. Not quite in range for one last one. So Monet will live, but you can see he doesn't have any regen right now. One tango on Siamese Cat.
Oh, Jabs is looking for him.
He sure is. Pulling this wave a bit. Jabs. Oh, he just went a little bit further. You would have found him. As Monet now showing in the lane, so catching a bit of a break there as his tango and salve are coming on the courier here.
You
Did you know that salve is pronounced salve, by the way? Doesn't that disturb you?
Who confirmed that?
It's 100% true.
Yeah, but who confirmed that? Did Ice Frog confirm that? Did Gaben confirm that?
It's just a word in the English dictionary.
I understand that, but this goes beyond English. This is Dota.
Okay, well, no, they haven't said anything about it. It's still silent. Well, you can send an email to icefrog@valvesoftware.com.
Gaben at valvesoft.net.
Hotmail.com.
Yeah, that's right.
That's my account. But DJ has that Orb of Venom here early on to try to get some harassment and potential chase onto the side of Aster heroes. But Jabs looks like he's going to get a lot of this wave here, along with the tomatoes.
Oh, yeah. This got that death throw coming in, though.
That's right.
So got to be
kill
careful.
those creeps a little bit faster.
Tomato Revenge is what that's called, apparently.
Yep.
Oh, there's that second death throw.
Yep, good stuff. He's getting chased out right now. But in the mid lane, Ori playing the Razor 16-4 versus the 15-3 Bryle, so relatively even. I mean, how does that lane normally go, though? Like the Razor v Lina. Lina has really long attack range, so and pretty damn fast with the Fiery Souls to get out of the static link range.
I feel like Lina does better against Razor than other heroes.
Oh, Jabs. He's going to get cookied. Still has that shield crash buff on him. Monet gets off the concoction, but no real follow-up after the fact. The creep's doing a decent amount of... Oh, the scatter blast just misses. Good attempt there. But they might be able to turn this around as a result as Jabs and company looking to get first blood for Fnatic.
Okay.
Successfully do it.
Yeah, and they have the wave here too, so usually the support is going to be the one that's soaking the XP for that. So, you know, with the support being literally dead, that's not going to be happening here. This is just going to be a free wave.
Boca playing the Earthshaker this time. He's going to take a time dilation for his troubles. And how does the Earthshaker look this game? Because it was obviously on Fnatic's side last time.
Pretty good. I would say that like Void, Lina, Pango are all heroes that if you can catch them and chain stun them, they do die in a chain stun.
Concoction on top of the scatter blast, and that's going to be an easy pick-off.
Yeah, that kind of felt easy.
For Aster. Monet just goes right back to farming, so efficiency at a high level right now. And gets that early chainmail. Going to be going for that phase boots, soul ring, and then I would assume raid. I mean, is there anything other than Radiance these days that you can go for?
Not really. I think that's probably going to be the build. Like, where you see that changing is, I don't know, maybe like 4th or 5th item. You're talking like strength blinks and ACs, but generally it's like a blink AC Radiance is going to be the build in almost every game. You can burst like any of these cores that way with the Earthshaker setup.
And then back to Earthshaker. Is this last game seemed to go pretty well on the side of DJ playing it. Didn't feel like he was having that Earthshaker moment, if you want to call it that, where just waddling around, dying constantly before that blink dagger.
Oh, that Earthshaker moment. I see. Okay, because he had the good one of like the sick Echo Slam. Unfortunately, that one guy died.
Yeah, very hype.
But it was a good Echo.
I mean, he played really well though.
He played very well, yeah, despite losing. That was a decent performance from him. That's a Baboka. Yeah, I mean it's a good game for him. Ori is doing very well in this lane, by the way. Only 1 point in static link, and yet still pressuring Bryle quite hard here.
Yep, definitely hard to link Bryle, but both have their ults to work with, and Bryle's obviously more of a pick-off type spell in that Laguna Blade. And Ori picks up the Illusion Rune. Take out some creeps potentially. It's a little bit of a slow start in the mid lane, and it's going to be scanned out just so Bryle knows that he's there. Don't want to get flamed for not calling missing, of course. Natural. But in terms of like the rotation, I mean, we've seen... hold that thought. See the stuns come out. Scatterblast is going to keep them at bay. Looks like Siamese Cat is fine. Jabs in the meantime still has that shield crash damage mitigation, and with just one plasma field, Monet able to get himself another kill in this game. Ori doing a nice job of helping out.
Yeah, Monet has contributed to the 2 kills of this game, which I feel like these days, like when I see Alk, initially my thoughts are like, oh, this hero's a crappy laner, of course, like he gets all of this gold, like surely he's a bad laner, but actually Acid Spray is just such a busted ability. There's an S tier ability for sure. If you put this on any other hero, they're broken. and then his stun as well. It's such a low cooldown, especially because you're holding it for like 5.5 seconds anyway, so the cooldown is so short on it, it does a good amount of damage, that he's a good laner. Especially with the Snapfire. So much stun and damage.
Yeah. You didn't play Dota 1, right? The concoction from Dota 1 was hilarious. As Bryle getting chased by Ori. Fissure not quite there. He's going to go down to this Eye of the Storm if Ori can get some vision. Plasma Field was all that's needed. And that is a nice pickup for Ori. I mean, he was winning the lane by a bit in terms of just the net worth, but that kill promptly puts him in front by about 600.
Ori is just destroying Bryle. I don't know what to say. I feel like it's just he's playing this exceptionally well. I don't know if he's had like constant bottle refills or what's going on here. He's also getting the runes, which definitely helps. Other than that one,
middle tower
yep.
is under attack.
DJ sniping that one, but Monet, like you said, off to a really good start. Has his phase boot, soul ring, bracer, wand, everything that you would want before going for the Radiance. And already about 700 in. So early 3K advantage for Aster, which of course we know, as we've talked about many a time, is inflated because of the Alchemist, but...
It's 8 minutes though.
It is 8 minutes.
Like, even with Alch, 8 minutes, 3K is...
Oh, we cast one today, I think, right? And
yeah.
I think the 15-minute mark was when the Radiance came online, which is close to the average, what you would want. This looks to be way faster if they're not able to contest.
This is Aster winning all 3 lanes. It's funny that the bottom lane is actually the best one for Fnatic because Beastmaster's worst matchup is probably Faceless, or Beastmaster's best matchup is Faceless Void. Like, he loves playing against that hero. There's nothing that you can do to the boar harass. XSS does have 19 denies, but Tomato's got 42 lasted, so he's not doing too bad either.
I mean, that was a huge invasion of the jungle by Fnatic. Requires 3 members to try to take out this stack from Alchemist, and you can tell that Monet very smartly just leaves the lane and goes back into the top lane just to farm the old natural way. Ori is doing a lot of damage through this Rolling Thunder. He's actually going to get the kill onto Jazz with the LSA Laguna Blade combo, keeping him alive with the Fairy Fire. Snapfire cooking not enough to help him survive in the end, but still a 1-for-1.
That's like a 1v3 solo kill though.
And they barely got him.
In the jungle that Fnatic is invading to take the stacks, he's able to get a solo kill like that. I mean, Monet is like, he's so happy this game. He's just hitting creeps.
Yeah, this is the absolute dream start for Alk.
Yeah, he's getting lane creeps. When does an Alchemist get lane creeps? That's the dream. I mean, usually you're stuck in the jungle.
They have really good vision up there that has yet to be dewarded, so that's bought him a lot of space to be able to do exactly what he's doing.
Oh, look at these camps, too. These are the best camps to get.
The old Mud Golems.
Mud Golems and the little pathetic kobolds.
Oh, but Bryle continuing to harass and try to disrupt this farm. Obviously, Fnatic have... I mean, their game plan is to do just that. Monet. Shield Crash to start, has his ultimate with that extra regen for that Chemical Rage, so they're not going to pursue it, looks like.
He's flexing a bit. Like, I feel like Monet is not actually that strong up here, but Fnatic is very afraid of him. Because I don't think Beast can rotate. They're worried about Ori TPing in, I think.
And they are slowing him down a bit. But it has required 3 of them to be in this area for seemingly the last 3 minutes, I feel like, from Fnatic.
Ori has no TP, actually.
Oh, wow.
I feel like Fnatic is pretty damn strong here.
4 members of Fnatic here now.
Yeah.
Countered by 3 of Aster. So, at the very least, Tomato's going to be relatively happy with this exchange because Alchemist is not farming as efficiently as he previously was, and he is going Midas, in fact, to try to keep up with the Alk. The poor man's Alk item, I suppose. Of course, that's not that big of a surprise. We've been seeing that all tournament long on these position 1 Voids and Jugs and whatnot.
And XXS for the entire game. He's just silently free farming bot.
Yeah.
He is closing in on his Vlads. Yeah, Aster, they're just farming a lot more of the map, positioning their heroes in a way where Fnatic has to do some weird plays. Now they're going to go for the smoke into Beastmaster.
Yeah, this would be a nice pickup for Fnatic. DJ looking to open things up. Doesn't want to break the smoke quite yet. Definitely has this vision. Snowball. It will hit with the shards blocking him in, but immediate TP comes out with the roar on XXS, and that sets up the Mortimer's Kisses first of the game, and DJ's just dead. The rest of Fnatic not really that close to really help in that pick-off attempt. is now Ori going high ground. He's going to find Tomato, gets off that time dilation, still has the Chronosphere. Might have to use it defensively if he's not careful.
He didn't leap out of range.
Yep, time walk. And the curse is going to have to be used instead to try to delay. But Boca, Echo Slam with the Vault. Nicely done to help get that pickoff on Dubu. That's
Aster's
what the horsey's called, by the way, Vault.
That's Vault?
Yeah.
Is that a Cinder in trivia that he...
Literally, yes.
Okay.
That's why I know that.
That's...
But it makes sense. It is a horse, so.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't remember what I was going to say. It doesn't matter. It's very important. Get that Vault out there. No, I was going to say, Fnatic just wasn't in range for the play onto XXS. Dubu was there, but he was level 5. He only got the Winter's Curse like later on into that long, drawn-out thing that happened bot. They need Bryle for these initiations.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see. Are they close to Blink? Jabs is going for a Vessel, so he doesn't have a Blink. I suppose the Chrono was probably the play. They need to smoke up with Tomato and then have Bryle in the area, which of course he has Boots of Travel, so it's a lot easier for him to do that.
Yep. Sacred Relic online now from Monet, not trapped in by the Ice Shards, as Fnatic still trying to contest in this jungle. Brought Tomato, like you said, and just the Talisman of Evasion away from Radiance. And again, I feel like without contesting, he would have had this about 1 to 2 minutes ago, potentially. So Fnatic have definitely delayed this a bit, but this is still going to be a fine timing on the Radiance.
And the thing is, they're focusing so much effort onto Monet. Other than the one-play bot, they've been pretty much all top, even just sitting there in front of the tower. So XXS is just free farming. Beastmaster is not really a hero that you want to let free farm. We've seen him frequently top of net worth on this patch. With the Axes build, with the Dom, with the Dom 2 especially. Once you get that, you really accelerate your farm. And Ori as well, Razor. This is also a traditional carry. He's been farming the entire time. He's got his BKB, Bottled Haste.
Wow. Yep, this is definitely a good start for Aster. And
that's the right hero.
Attempt onto Bryle. They can be blocked by the Fissure. Beautifully done, but Boca, just a god-tier Fissure. 40 seconds of no Bryle. And DJ gets off the snowball, trying to get some shenanigan action with that Ice Shard, but will not push Ori to the low ground. Instead, he will die. And Fnatic are crumbling right now. Fissure stops the TP. Double kill for Ori. Radiance online for Monet. And this is getting into shellacking territory.
Monet's just like, yep, good, great job, guys. Well done. Well done, boys. Gets the Radiance.
Yep, so a sub-15-minute Radiance. About where you want it for a good Alchemist game. And Tomato, he has his Midas treads, but he's going to have to go for a BKB to start things out.
Aster, they feel so strong that they can play towards the top area. Tomato's got to be careful.
Oh, Fissure, Concoction to follow, into the Roar, and man, they just have all the stun locks. No chance for Tomato. And this is likely to turn into a tier 1 tower as well.
Probably Roche as well after that. Beastmaster Alk, Snapfire, tons of minus armor, tons of physical damage. Actually, Snapfire does not have the little shredder, but they don't need it.
So after an extremely competitive game number 1, this game has not been remotely close to start things out. Remember, 16 minutes in, a 93% win probability, which, I mean, that's not that big of a surprise. This is one of the best starts we've seen all tournament from Aster.
Yeah.
Not Fnatic.
To be clear,
Just to be clear here,
yeah. I think Fnatic needs to. Okay, here they go. They're gonna go for a smoke. This is without Bryle. This is also without Tomato, who's just kind of slowly waddling at the lane. They're looking for Monet.
Yep.
They see him here on the ward.
He's a recipe away from BKB. Rolling Thunder coming. He's going to get off his ult, so that buys him a little bit of time as TPs are coming in. He's already at half HP. Oh my god, the Chronosphere on him, but the rest of his team as well. Cookie coming to try to help out Monet. He gets off the Concoction. That is an absolute disaster from Fnatic. Oh my goodness. That is extremely unfortunate.
They were afraid of the counter initiation, I suppose. And Bryle, I don't think, like, once again, I don't think he was anywhere near to follow up with damage into the Chrono, but I don't know if it would have mattered in that fight.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
I feel like it was just Tomato hitting. The roll was not in a place where it would keep chain stunning. I don't even know if it does, because I think it does knock you back during the chrono even. Knocks you back like a little bit, so... Yeah, I mean, that's chrono down, that's roll down. Roll will be up fairly soon, because it's a lower cooldown ability, so they can try to use that again, but I feel like the chrono is fairly necessary for going for any of these kills. Just because it's like, the game is too dire. It's too bad. They're not going to be able to use these, like, low cooldown abilities and chain stuns. Like, they got to blow everything to kill Monet. He's got a BKB now.
Yeah, that's going to make it a little bit tougher. On top of that, I think the thing they're missing right now is just no instant initiation. Like, we've seen Aster has plenty of that. They got the Roar, they got the Fissure. We've seen a lot of Cookie, although that's not exactly instant. And if Chemical Rage is able to be activated, he's just not dying right now,
He's
period.
not gonna die, no.
And Spirit Vessel would be a big thing. Jabs does have one, but zero charges.
Yeah,
so
they need to kill a support. Oh, he might die himself.
Yeah, Mortimer's Kisses. Nice stun from Baboka into Aurora again. And it feels like if they're able to get one stun, they're able to get the perma. As DJ. All right, get the concoction off on himself as DJ. Blocks him off with the ice shards and TPs away. And Monet's like, whatever. Creeps are probably worth more at this point, honestly.
Yep, he is Alchemist.
13k lead for Aster.
At 18.
And Baboka with a blink.
Look again, that is 14.
Yep, it's just going up ever so slowly.
It really is.
And the courier is coming.
Oh, they know where he is.
Sentry. Baboka runs right into Tomato. Link. Enchant Totem. Fissure to follow. Concoction's coming as well. Set up by the Echo Slam. And again, just no time. Just beautiful layering from Aster. And now this is probably the Roche.
They probably could have done this earlier, too. They've just been free farming the map.
Look at this build from Ori. Second item refreshers coming.
Yeah.
That's as greedy as it gets, and I can't blame him.
He doesn't need armor from like a plate mail or AC. He doesn't need the move speed from like a Sanjin Yasha or the status resist. He's just not dying. There's not enough damage on Fnatic. They're too far behind right now.
And Fnatic, they were smoked up, but Roche has already been taken from Aster, and that is an Aegis for Monet. So they're just going to have to hightail back to their own jungle and try to reconsider their options right now, which I don't even know what they are. This is such a hard snowball from Aster. When you get up to this good of a start on these type of heroes, like we've seen games go 40 minutes where Earthshaker basically just gets his blink. He had it before, around the 15-minute mark. That is absurd.
Yeah, and this is for a guy that's been, I mean, he's not taken a lane at all. He's not been farming, period. He's showing up to every single fight. He's got 32 CS at 20 minutes. That's like 6 creep waves, you know?
Yep. So tier 2 tower top taken. Tier 2 bottom was already taken a while ago by XXS. And now a third tier 2 down at 20 minutes. So the outposts are available. Bryle. Let's see, Ori with no stun capabilities, so not yet at least. Maybe after the refresh, he'll go sheep.
Get that double hex, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, Bryle is level 16, so he's keeping up with Monet.
Oh, DJ. Oh, initiation from Monet, still with the Aegis, gets off the concoction. That's a dead Wyvern. No Winter's Curse. Roar now sets up another kill onto DJ. So just like that, both supports dead for Fnatic. Baboka didn't have Echo Slam. He's going to get chased by Jabs, who's getting static linked in the meantime. And he's just going to have to roll all the way back to base. And now the high ground offense is coming from Aster. Fissure, Bryle, no BKB, just dead. Tomato looking for the potential chrono as he's just faking it out now and takes a casual right click from Monet. And this game is getting, well, it's been out of hand for quite a while. Now it's left the hand, and GGs are called.
God.
This was an absolute Gaben shellacking from Aster. Not even remotely close.
This was another top hat. I mean, this was...
That was a top hat. It's...
Dare I say, it was closing in.
It was close.
It was close to Umbrella territory.
Yes.
That was a Gaben top hat level shellacking. That might have been the biggest shellacking of the tournament so far.
Easily. I know there was a 12-minute game. Is that right?
Was
but
not
it was
even
not,
like this, though.
No, this was worse.
Yeah, that was more of a strategic, like, oh, you know, we know with our heroes we're not going to win.
Yeah.
That was insane.